Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. All right, so I'm going to be doing a live for you guys, and I'm just going to be hanging out with you guys. Depending on how long or how many questions I go through, I'll definitely be here for at least half an hour, but I'm just going to hang out here, and I'm going to be going through the YouTube comments questions area, and I'm going to be answering as many questions as I can. And these are going to be questions on whatever topic. So they could be about merch by Amazon, Amazon FBA, eBay, Craigslist, Camtasia, just making a comment. So whatever is going on in the comments, I am going to be addressing and going to be in this video. So let me know if you guys can hear me okay. And let me know where you are watching from, because I'm always interested to know where people are watching from. So let me just pull up my phone, and I'm going to pull up my YouTube comments area here. You can also ask questions here in the chat section. Hey Don, how's it going? You're always here on my lives. That's always so cool. How's it going with you? About to have a Merch by Amazon meeting later today with AURET and Maria. We're going to be doing some more uploads. I've been really ramping my uploads up this week because I really just want to get as many up as possible. So I've really just been going at it. Okay, so I've got my questions here. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to be just plowing through these. Okay, this was a question on my last eBay video where I was packaging a bunch of those books that I got from the thrift store. And I was selling the books. They were like 22 cents each. There was 9 of them. It was a couple of dollars. And then I sold them for about $50 US on eBay. So they were asking me, if you want to watch that video, they were asking me how much was the shipping on my heavy product using a company called Chit Chats. So it was a box. Yeah, it was like 9 hardcover books. They weren't like large hardcover books. They were like this size. And the shipping was about, see if the top of my head, $13. But I didn't like pay for that. That didn't come out of my pocket. I had gotten the estimate from Chit Chats, and then I put that into the price on eBay. So the customer paid for that shipping. So it was $13 Canadian, which, by the way, if I was using Canada Post, it would be a lot more. Okay, I've got a question here in the chat. Do I have a video on Facebook ads? No, I don't. I don't really run Facebook ads. We've created graphics, like people hire us to create graphics for the Facebook ads, but we don't run the ads. We just create the media, the graphics. Okay, next. Okay, so this was the video when I was at Winners and I was doing like an Amazon FBA live scanning. They were asking me, was I using the Amazon seller app for I couldn't even say Canada or USA. I was using the seller app for Canada because I scan for Amazon FBA Canada to ship there. Okay, got a notification. And let's see here. You can switch between the apps. So when you're in your app, you can go to the top left-hand corner and you can switch the countries. So you can actually, if you're signed up for North America, you can switch between Canada, US, and Mexico. Okay, next. If you guys are just tuning in, let me know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions about anything, you can put it in the chat, or I'm going to be going through my phone right now through the YouTube comments. What kind of ad are you using and what do you recommend? I don't actually run Facebook ads, so I can't really recommend any to you. If anyone else in the chat does ads, I've run YouTube ads, YouTube video ads. Cool. Hey, Elizabeth from Toronto. That's cool. It's snowing there, right? AURET's sister sent a video of it snowing. Okay, next question here. Okay, this was when I was doing online arbitrage for Canadian Tire, and they were asking me, hi, Jewel, to be clear, are you buying online, parentheses, and paying shipping to you, then bundling the product in your shipment to Amazon's fulfillment center? And then, so no, I am buying the product. First of all, to be honest, in that example, I didn't buy anything. I was just showing you examples of products that you can find online. But if I were to buy something, I'd either have it shipped to me here in Vancouver, where I would package it myself and then ship it off to the Amazon FBA warehouses, or I would ship it to a prep company in Canada where they would prep it for me and then have it ship over to Amazon's fulfillment center. You can't have your stuff directly shipped over there unless it's being packaged by you or some other company before it goes over there. They're not going to receive a shipment from Canadian Tire and then start labeling and packaging things for you. Okay, next. This is on the Amazon affiliate video. When you are signing up for an affiliate account, they were saying, I'm having a big problem with the verification call sign up. My problem is that they don't call me. It usually tells me that we are sorry, but there is a problem while we are trying. Try again in a few minutes. My suggestion is try the text function on there, like just have them text you the code, or use a different number. Use a different telephone number that works, and that should fix the problem. Okay. And then this is a comment on the Teespring YouTube integration. So they were saying, you say that you get $11 for one shirt, but I think you get $1. In the actual video, there's a profit calculator. And if you see where I put it to one shirt, it says $11 profit. So, and then if you move it to 3 shirts, it says $35 profit. So the profit calculator will tell you how much you're making per shirt. So I definitely don't think it's $1. So I think it's at least 11 from what I saw in the video, and what you're putting on the shirt, it really depends. So if you guys are new here, you guys can ask me questions in the live chat. I'm hanging out with you guys until I have my Merch by Amazon meeting. It's like 12 right now. The meeting's at 1. So I will hang out until I get hungry, and then I'll eat, and then we'll do the meeting. Okay, so here's a Camtasia question. I see some videos on YouTube that have nice frames around a video, but today was told by support that the only way to do this is to put a rectangle shape or a clip underneath them. There must be an easier way. So if you want some more embellishments on your video, then you either need to download them from like free stock footage or free green screen effects. If they're not already in Camtasia, then you need to import them into your video. So, and if Camtasia is telling you this, then that's probably what needs to happen. Okay. Can you recommend a photographer in the Toronto area? My product is for babies. I don't specifically know any photographers in Toronto, but I'm sure that if you do a Google search, or if you put up a Craigslist ad looking for photographers and them giving like as a requirement they need to provide their portfolio, I'm sure that you can find like a ton of people in Toronto. Okay, Do you send product to FBA in the US? And if you do you have more success in Canada or the US? So I actually haven't done, I've actually, okay, so here's my story. I have done private labeling in the US where I made my own product from China and then I had it shipped here and then I had it shipped to final destination to the US and I sold a bunch of units. I did 3 batches of 500 units and I sold all of them. And then after my experience, I decided not to do private labeling anymore. I can create it. Actually, I do have a video on exactly why I stopped, but that's a whole nother story. I don't do like the regular online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, scanning stuff in Canada and then shipping to the US. I am thinking about it. I am thinking about getting into it and trying it out just because I'm sort of doing an experiment right now. I'm testing out an Amazon prep company here in Canada. They're actually located in Ontario, and I'm testing them out to see if their service is good. And they offer like prep services for packaging stuff for Canada and the US. So I just tried them out with Canada, and then I would like to try them out and have them ship my online arbitrage stuff to the US and then test them out. And because I don't want to recommend anything to you guys until I test them out, and so that's what's happening right now is I'm in the process of testing them. Are you still creating the private label course that I was working on? I was in the process of working on that, but then it didn't follow through. And to be honest, I don't think that my passion is into private labeling. I personally didn't have a good experience. That doesn't mean that you are going to have a bad experience too, and it's not good for you. But for me, going through it, it just wasn't really my thing. So to teach something that isn't really that I enjoy is difficult. So that kind of went down and sort of fizzled out. So that's sort of what's happening with that. Okay, some more questions here. Yeah, there's definitely more hoops to jump through. If you want me to get into it, I can. I can tell you what exactly I did not like about it. But okay, so private labeling. Here is my experience. Now, it's just my experience. There are other people who are currently doing it, who are killing it, who love it. It's just not my slice of pizza. It's not my favorite kind of pizza. So, private labeling, you have to deal with usually the suppliers in China, and they do things a certain way. They don't have the same kind of standards that a person here in America would have in Canada or the US. They do things differently and they communicate differently. I mean, it's a completely different country. And I just didn't like that way of things. I didn't like how they're always trying to lowball you. They're always trying to undercut you. They're always trying to do the least best job as possible. They're not trying to do the best for you. They're because it's for them it's just a numbers game. Like they just need to just get as many stuff shipped out as possible, do it as fast as possible, whether the product is good or bad. Now I had someone who was nice and they were being nice with me, and we sort of developed like a business relationship. But when I received my shipment a couple of times, things would there first of all, the first time I received my shipment, there wasn't all 500 units. There was like 10 less. And yeah, okay, it's 10, it's not like huge, but like to me that says a lot about doing business. So there was not enough, they didn't send the full thing. And then some of the trays were dirty, like dirty as in you need to seriously wash that and you cannot sell that. So when I received this shipment, I personally, because it was a silicone tray, it was a silicone baking tray that people would use for cooking, I morally felt bad. And so I personally washed every single one of those trays by hand with soap and a sponge and everything to make sure that it was clean, because I was like, I didn't want people to like receive a product that was like disgusting. And I said that to them. And they're going to be really apologetic. They're going to be like, oh, we're sorry, we'll fix it, we'll fix it. Well, the second shipment was the same, and so was the third shipment. And I've heard from a lot of other people that, you're going to be dealing with this kind of thing, and it's the kind of thing that happens. But I really didn't like it. I didn't like it. And it's a lot more like private labeling is a lot more cutthroat. There are other people out there that can try and steal your product and hijack your listing, and people going on your listing and purposely leaving bad reviews. Like, even though they like your product is good, they'll just still leave bad reviews because you're their direct competition. It's just a lot of dirtier of a game, in my opinion. And I mean, I chose a product, luckily, that didn't have very many competitors. There was actually no one selling the product that I was selling. So that was fine. And I didn't physically have someone come in and steal my listing or anything like that, or leave bad reviews. It's just, I saw it a lot in the community. I saw a lot of people, going after each other. And to be honest, it's there's a moral issue that goes on inside, because a lot of these products are sort of useless, in my opinion, and there's a lot of just useless crap that's being pushed and sold. So I just didn't like that game. I didn't like the game. That's just pretty much it. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does work, because there are people who are killing it, who are making a lot of money. But just for me personally, I didn't like it at all. And yes, it is a lot more work. It's a lot more work, but the reward is definitely higher for sure. So that is, if you want to see my full video, I have a full video on, I go into a little bit more detail. Am I ungated in any categories? I think so. To be honest, I don't actually check exact. I know that because I've had my account for a while, so they, after a while, when they see that you've sold a bunch of stuff and you have a good record, that they'll just naturally ungate you in different categories. Like, I've noticed that I can sell things and a lot of other people can't. And there are some like beauty products that I can sell and some that I can't. So it's like, it's hard to say exactly, because I'm not totally ungated in beauty, but I can sell some shampoos and lotions and things like that. I haven't personally applied to be ungated. I believe that, Dawn, you did, and you got approved. I got ungated naturally by just selling, and they just see that in your account, and they just lift more and more of the categories that you were previously blocked in, that you were gated in. So that's the kind of process that I did. I just built my account organically and naturally. I naturally gravitate towards selling like kitchen appliances and toys, which I was already ungated for, and I just sold a bunch of that stuff. And then eventually more and more things for me, categories, got ungated. Okay. Let's see here. I got this Starbucks drink, and I wanted to try the caramel brulee latte, and then they didn't put the syrup, and they didn't put the espresso, so I kind of just got a steamed milk. I kind of just got a steamed milk and I just added like some brown sugar in it, so that's kind of what I'm drinking right now. It's a habit of mine to have a Starbucks and then film videos. I just filmed a bunch of videos for the week. Okay, here we go. Let's see. If you guys are new here, let me know where you let me know where you're from. And if you have any questions, I'm just hanging out until I have my Merch by Amazon meeting. How much are my shipping costs in Canada? Can you be more specific? Because that's really vague. If you're talking about FBA, when you create a shipping plan, they will tell me how much it is, and it's all dependent on how large your item is and how heavy it is. So I'll give you an example. I'll buy a bunch of toys. I'll have a box maybe that's like that big. It's not heavy because they're kind of like toys, and it'll be like less than $20. I think last week it was like 11 or 13. Yeah, Don, if you're ever here, you can come to our Merch by Amazon meeting. For sure. It's here in downtown Vancouver. I wish you had told me that you were coming to British Columbia because I would have totally met up with you. I didn't know that you were coming. Okay. Did I get an inspector? What do you mean by that? Inspector for products? Oh, like for private labeling? Oh, you mean like in China? Please specify. I don't know exactly what you mean. Okay. So roughly how heavy was the box? Let me see here. Maybe like 10 pounds? I don't know. 10, 15 pounds? I don't know. But I will say that I could get a good amount of products in there where the shipping cost can be brought down. Do I ever go to the US for sourcing products? Yes, I have, but it's not like I haven't like I'll pair it up with me already going to the States, so I won't be like I'm going to the States to do sourcing. It's usually I'm already going to the States for something, some event, hanging out, whatever, trip. And then if there's a Walmart, Target, Dollarama, then I'll hit it up. So I've not specifically made a trip out of it. In China. Okay, so no, I did not get an inspector in China, and here's why. Because the person that I was talking to, they would send me videos. Like they sent me cool videos of them making the molds in China. Like I could actually see them in the factory, and it's really exciting. Like don't get me wrong, there were lots of cool times, and I actually became friends with the person that I was talking to. But you know, they were telling me that it's just they're the sales rep and they just need to sell as many products as possible. You know, they just need their numbers. Each sales rep needs to fulfill their numbers, and in any way that they can do that, so they tend to have to be aggressive. So I didn't feel it necessary to have an inspector because they were showing me videos and sending me pictures of the products on WhatsApp. I had the person I was talking to, I had his personal number, and they do that a lot. They'll give you their number so that they can chat with you on the phone and stuff. And, you know, they were being really nice about it when I would complain. So after the first shipment, I said, hey, you know, you didn't give me you missed 10. Like, that's not cool. And then they'd be like, okay, we'll send you more in the next one, which they did. But then there was like another issue. And then I would complain about that. And then they would fix that issue, but then there'd be like another thing. And then after the third round, I was like, I don't see myself doing this long term and enjoying it. I feel like I'm going to get annoyed and stressed a lot. Okay, here we go. You thought about trying to meet me? You should have. That would have been really cool. And you took the C bus to downtown? That's cool. Yeah, I like the C bus. It's nice and calm, smooth, 20 minutes. And on a sunny day, you can get a really good view of downtown. Okay, here we go. Do you just ship through UPS for when you ship to Amazon, or what's the best choice for shipping in Canada to Amazon.ca? Best choice is UPS within the Amazon seller platform when you are creating a shipping plan. That will be your cheapest rate because Amazon and UPS within that program will have the best rates. You can't just go to UPS and be like, "Hey, I'm shipping to Amazon. What are the good rates?" You have to create a shipping plan through Amazon's website, and then you're going to get the discount. Because otherwise, UPS won't know what you're talking about. You mentioned you had a bad experience. I was wondering if your products were inspected in China before being shipped. I think I just answered that. They weren't inspected by a inspector, like a paid inspector in China. They were showing me the product with videos and everything looked good from what I saw. And this was my first experience. I trusted them. I mean, it wasn't like they meant ill intentions. It's just they're just, in my opinion, sloppy, and they don't pay attention to that kind of detail. Okay. Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear about your grandmother. I guess that wouldn't have been like, yeah, you were there for a funeral, so that would have been like, you probably were stressed and stuff. So I understand. No worries, Anna. No worries. Okay. Oh, I exited out of the questions. Keep the questions coming. I'm just going to just fire them off. Someone said, I am restricted for selling DVDs. How do you sell them? On eBay? I sell them on Amazon. So I find ones that usually is kind of like books, where most of the books, the profit isn't that great. But there are like more rare types of books, like textbooks and stuff, that you can sell. So I am ungated for DVDs on Amazon and I sell them on there. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking through the questions. Yes, next time for sure. And next time I always forget where you're from. It's Saskatchewan, right? Next time I'm in Saskatchewan, I will hit you up, but I don't know when I'll be going to Saskatchewan. Maybe Fareed does another Canada-wide tour. She is a singer as well, if you guys don't know. And before we got into entrepreneurship, I would start off by filming videos for her and doing like behind the scenes and stuff. And we toured across Canada with a record label, and we went across, and it was crazy. It was like 2 weeks, and it was 10 cities, 10 provinces, and 13 cities, and it was tiring, but it was like once in a lifetime type thing. Okay, here we go. What's your favorite category to sell? Yeah, toys. Toys and appliances are my favorite. Just because I've gotten to know them so well, and you can really get a good markup on stuff because parents will buy stuff for their kids when it's Christmas time and stuff. Saskatoon, right. I'll let you know when I'm there next. Yeah, Dawn has done really well with video games, and that was really cool. You did used video games on Amazon, right? Amazon FBA, I believe. Are you still doing Amazon FBA? I've been doing it part-time here and there. Okay. And okay, someone said that they were explaining to me that each category has their own ranking, and 100,000 ranking on toys is horrible, while 100,000 on electronics is great. Yes, I do know that each category has a ranking, but Canada, like it's so variable. Like I will create a new listing on Amazon, no ranking in toys, and it'll sell. And I've sold toys and I've sold stuff with all different kinds of rankings. With ranking, no ranking, really high ranking, really good ranking. I've had lots of things with really good ranking not sell at all. So it's a mixed bag, in my opinion. Okay. Do I ever purchase from auctions, like on eBay? Not usually. I don't usually like to. Oh, you mean like physical auctions, like in real life? No, I've not been to any real life auctions. That would be cool. I would like to attend that. But auctions on eBay? No, I don't really like auctions on eBay because they're annoying, and I'd rather just buy it now. Spend more time on merch by Amazon. Yeah. Do I ever sell used items on Amazon? Not usually. I have when it comes to like books and DVDs, like a very few. Used items, I'm all about Craigslist and eBay. I'm so obsessed with Craigslist right now. It's like a weird game that's happening. If you guys have seen Gary Vaynerchuk's Trash Talk, where he is going out and in like New York and New Jersey and stuff and going to garage sales, buying stuff and flipping it on eBay, he gets so excited when he finds like a little toy that he can sell for 30. That's like the same with me. I get really excited when I find stuff like that. University textbooks, games. Cool. All right. Let's see here. Keep going down the line here. Have my steamed milk. What ranking do you suggest to stay for under for toys? So it's always weird talking about rankings in Canada because it doesn't follow the same laws as Amazon FBA in the USA. In the USA, you can, be very exact and get, okay, this ranking, and then for sure you're going to sell it. Pretty much, if you have a ranking in the US, you're going to sell it. In Canada, it's all glitched up, and it doesn't work the same. So you could have something that has a really good ranking. I've had stuff in toys that have 1,000 ranking, but they took forever to sell. And then I've had stuff that I just created a new listing on, so it's never sold before because I just created it, and then it sells right away. So I would suggest that you find stuff with the lower ranking as possible. Like the smaller the number, the better the ranking. And your best possible ranking is 1. So you want to go lower in the numbers. And I mean, I wouldn't, because it's I get so speechless because it's so all over the place. But I mean, stay under 100,000 in toys or under 50,000. But I will say that even if you find something under that, it's not guaranteed that it's going to sell. It's very different. Like it really depends on the toy, here on the type of toy, on the quality of the toy. So there's like, for instance, Cabbage Patch, I love selling them because I can sell them for so high. I usually find good ones in the States. So I'll buy a Cabbage Patch doll for $20. And I've bought them before and they've had like 1 million ranking. The ranking was 1 million, which in the US is really bad. And yes, normally it would be really bad. But I bought 2 of these big Cabbage Patch and I sold them for like $125 because I know that Cabbage Patch will sell. I know that they are collectors and people buy them based on their hair and their name and their eye color and stuff. So I don't listen to the rankings sometimes because I know that from testing, and how I know this is because I personally have tested out so many little things. Like I like to try little experiments out. So I'll buy some, I actually bought some stuff the other day that aren't yet listed on Amazon, but I created a listing and then I shipped them in. So, you know, I want to test it and see if they sell. And if they do, then I'm going to go and buy a bunch more. But currently they have no ranking, but I bought 3 of them, and based on my experience, I created a listing and I believe that they're going to sell. So I'll let you guys know what the product is once it sells. Okay. Another great online resource is Facebook marketplaces in your city. Yeah, I still haven't checked out the marketplace on Facebook. I still haven't really dabbled into that. It's kind of like Craigslist, right? But pretty much Facebook. So, okay, what do you do with your stuff that doesn't sell on Amazon? That's a good question because I've actually created a video on that topic. Amazon FBA Canada, what to do if your item doesn't sell. That's coming out tomorrow, Monday, 5 a.m. PST. But I will tell you anyways. If the item does not sell, there is a variety of options that you can take. First of all, it really depends on the product, okay? So I have to look at the product and be like, can I leave this in here for Q4 and then it's going to sell? How many other sellers are there? Is Amazon on this? Is Amazon on the listing? If they are, then that's not good. How many pieces does Amazon have? If Amazon's not on there, how many other FBA people are on there? And how many pieces do they have? If there's no FBA people, how many other merchant fulfilled people are there? And how many do they have? Usually, if it's just merchant fulfilled people, I will still leave my product up because I will be FBA and they will be merchant fulfilled. So that means that I will have a higher ranking. So I will leave it. Now let's just skip over and say, okay, none of that works and it doesn't sell at all. And it's like, I don't know, being a couple months, 3 months, 4 months, and it doesn't sell. I will have it either shipped to me, and I believe it costs like $1 or something, $1 or 50 cents to have it shipped back to you. And then I will either list it on eBay or I will sell it on Craigslist. Usually I sell it on Craigslist. Also, what you can do is list on eBay, keep it in Amazon, and then fulfill it through Amazon by just like you create an eBay listing still at Amazon FBA warehouses, you sell it, and then you just create a removal order to that customer on eBay. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I have a video on it. Just type in Essetino, which is the name of our YouTube channel, and then type in like eBay fulfillment or something, and then that video will come up and you'll better understand what I'm talking about. So you can do that. So there's lots of different variables, but again, it really depends on the product and like what it is. And I have to base my decision on all those different various factors. I can't just say send it back, but I have to look at the season and if other people are on it, can I lower the price, play that game? It's a game. Everything's like a game. You just have to tweak it. Okay. Do I sell everything FBA? Yes. I don't do merchant fulfilled on Amazon. I will sell on eBay and package stuff and ship it out. Now, the reason for that is eBay customers are less strict on, they're just less strict. They're more casual people. Whereas Amazon, I find that Amazon customers have more high standards. So, and the reason being, like on eBay, a lot of collectible and a lot of used stuff sells. So I can package it and, package it the way I package it, and then they'll be okay with it. Whereas I personally think that Amazon customers would be more picky, and plus I don't want to ship out larger stuff through Amazon. I'd rather do it through eBay because I can usually get more profit. Well, can you do that if the eBay customer is international? Yes, I use a company called Chit Chats. I believe they used to be called Chit Chats Express, but now they're called Chit Chats. It's a funny name, right? So they ship internationally with tracking. So in the beginning, I used to do Canada Post and pay all those like high fees and stuff, and I would ship all over the world. I would be selling Starbucks cards to people in Russia and Greece and China, Indonesia, Singapore. They really love that stuff there. Coca-Cola stuff. People in Singapore love that kind of stuff. But I use a company called Chit Chats. It's tracked, and they have good service. You merchant fulfill t-shirts on eBay? Do you sell them on eBay? Thirsty. Yeah, that is an interesting question. What do you use? Oh, wait. Oh, you create. Oh, okay. So you were doing what I talked about, creating a removal order. You create a removal order on, like, you sell on eBay or through Amazon? I'm confused. Okay, let's go through the question. If you guys haven't checked out AURET's latest cover video of the song Believer by Imagine Dragons, please do check it out. I filmed it and edited it, and AURET obviously sang it, and it looks cool. I really like it. And here's a fun fact. She actually had the flu when she was doing that, but because we needed to get that video out, she was a trooper, pulled it through, performed as she does, and then we got the video. So, side note. Okay. Have I had more success on eBay or Amazon FBA? That's a good question. I don't know that I would say I would have more success on, like, I've had success on both, and I enjoy both for different reasons because they're both totally different platforms. So like I said, you can sell the weirdest things on eBay. I have another video coming out in a couple weeks where I sold Canadian Tire Money. I sold Canadian Tire Money on eBay to someone in the US, and they paid $43 US. And it was not $43 worth of Canadian Tire Money. So I would say I've had success with both, and I like them both for different reasons, and honestly, different seasons as well. Do you need to register to do Amazon? No, you can just be yourself and be a sole proprietor. You were talking about if an item doesn't sell, you list it on eBay, then create a removal order. I was wondering if that worked for you. Oh, okay. I understand now. No. Okay. Let me just gather the thoughts. Okay. To what you were saying, Dawn, no, it wouldn't work using the create removal order Amazon.ca for international. Yeah, it would not work. So I would need to have that sent to me and then ship it out with chit chats, because Amazon.ca, when you create a removal order, I believe it needs to be within Canada. Yeah, I believe so. I haven't tried. I'm for sure you can't sell international with that. Okay. What are we at here for time? Let me check here. It doesn't say the time. Okay. Last couple of questions, and then I'm going to end it. And then we're going to have our meeting, our Merch by Amazon meeting, to upload more designs. I'm going for 100 uploads this week. I've done 50 so far, and I'm planning to do the rest of the 50 today. Today is November 11th, 2018. Where do you see your selling business in a year? Interesting questions. Well, I mean, selling physical, like selling stuff on eBay, selling on Craigslist, like that's more of like a fun thing for me. But I would say that, Merch by Amazon, Etsy, and Redbubble, things that are scalable online, I want, like, I want my Merch by Amazon and Etsy and Redbubble to go through the roof. Like, I want that to be the main thing, and then me just do videos all the time. That's what I'd like to do. Nice. Timing could not be more perfect. Just about to ship my first FBA products to .ca. That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm glad that you were able to watch that, take action, and just like move forward with that. There are unfortunately some people who have a hard time and need to know every single little detail before they can move forward. So I'm glad that you were able to take action on that. That's really cool. And just in time as well. See if you can get a couple other shipments in before December hits, because then Amazon's going to get really busy, and then shipments are going to take a long time for them to receive because everyone's going to be sending in a lot of stuff for Q4. Okay, I think that is it, unless there's like a couple of questions that come in. But I gotta eat something before the meeting and then start with my uploads. This was fun. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this by hitting the thumbs up button and subscribing. I would really appreciate it. If I know that you guys like these, and I'll do them more often. And it's way easier for me to answer questions like this than it is for me like type out all the time. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are very, very scared, and then they just watch and sort of stand by, and then just jump into it. Unless if you're like, the worst thing that can happen is, okay, something doesn't sell, then what? You learned from it, and like I've had that so many times. So don't let that kind of thing hold you back. Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all of the questions and all of the activity. It was fun. Like I honestly felt like we were hanging out, which was cool. That's what I wanted. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will do more of these, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.